Larry, was there a Walt sighting at all at the replay clinic?
Yes.
Really?
Yeah, he was there.
I'll be damned. Okay.
Yeah, I said I don't.
Okay. Did you see Chad Adams and Amber?
I did. I saw Chad. I met Amber. Yeah, I didn't know her
Okay.
before, but you know her?
No.
Oh, yeah, I saw Chad.
Did you see Tim England?
I did.
See Kenny Hall?
Who?
Ken Hall?
Oh, yeah, I saw Kenny. Yeah,
Oh, good.
all the usual suspects were all there.
Good deal, man.
Yeah.
Good. Dale will log on. Jeff Dale will log on soon.
Yep. Yeah, I see. I see.
I'm here, man.
Really? I didn't see you on. I didn't see your
You don't
mug.
have me pinned as one of your favorites. Like, did I go to the top of your screen?
I don't even know how, man. I'm lucky I can even get on a Zoom call. I have zero IT skills.
F disk and reinstall. Just reboot it. How you doing?
Good. I was at your guys' clinic.
It's good.
I mean, I was just there hanging out.
Nice.
Yeah, that's a good deal. You guys are got a pretty good spring thing going, I guess, right? Coleman's gonna help you guys out a little bit.
Oh, I'm not with them anymore. I resigned a couple months ago. I'm with Dahle now.
I'll be a son of a gun. I wasn't at your clinic. I was at the Pat clinic.
I was gonna say I didn't think I saw you.
Well, that's good, Jeff. Congratulations.
Yeah, thanks. It's actually working out nicely.
Good deal. Referee or deep or both?
Deep for now, just because some scheduling stuff, and we'll see. Had a good talk with him. We'll see how it works out next year.
Oh, good.
Yeah, he chatted about that, so I'm looking forward to it. So who knows what will happen when he needs something this season? But yeah, that was good stuff.
Good.
All righty. Hey, I just
When you
want to
said
thank
that-
everybody for coming on tonight. At 6 o'clock, we'll get started as people are still filtering in. My name's Tyler McCabe. I'm out of the NENOA up here in Elko, and I reached out to Jeff and Scott, who thank you very much for hopping on and going to give us a little bit of assistance here. I got this idea from a guy out in New York, Paul Dispara, who does crown refs for basketball, and he puts on a signal school similar to like this. And I thought it would be really beneficial for us to do for football, and ran the idea across a few different people. They thought it would be really good. So we're going to give it a shot and see how this works out. I put in the chat kind of the agenda and what we're going to do. We'll start on the left side during the mirror work and kind of just do some signals on the spot. What we're going to do is we're going to perform each signal on the list around 20 times. And if applicable, there we're going to do 10 reps with directional points to the right and 10 reps with directional points to the left. Now, Jeff and Scott, if you can put your Larry, Preston, I see the college officials, referees and stuff, provide any feedback that you want. You guys are the ones that are on TV that we could gain your experience from. I invited all of the association, so we have everybody from the Central to the Reno group to the Vegas group on here, and just wanting to create some continuity across the state and have some of these unified trainings. And I think it'd be beneficial to create consistency across the whole state for when we mix crews up in playoff seasons. So with that, why don't we just get started? Our first signal that we're going to be doing is ball ready for play. So, you're out there and you're chopping it in or you're doing it down, give us feedback, Scott and Jeff, Preston, Larry, how's that supposed to look as far as, are you supposed to go all the way down? Are we stopping and giving a punch? Go from there. And then everybody, if you can, turn on your cameras and just kind of start going, and then they can chime in and pick some people out and help them out, give us some pointers, and we'll move on to the next signal.
Yeah.
How are you doing it, Scott? How do you do your chop in? Or Jeff, can you show us yours on what you guys do?
Sure. I think Scott was on mute there. So
Oh, yeah, go ahead, Jeff.
couple things, and you don't want to get your head too wrapped around this. It should just become second nature. But the first thing you want to do is use the hand that's facing the press box. So if the press box is over here, I'm using this hand. If the press box is over here, I'm using this hand. And the way that I do it is I get it up here nice and high, and there's a pause, and then there's just a nice chop all the way down. Some people, chop, kind of do a little mini chop at their waist level, or they'll do something down here. It's really hard for the clock operator to see this, because this is a signal that you're telling people that are far away from you what's going on. So it's got to be high, pause, and just a nice chop coming down nice and authoritative. Scott?
Like I was trying to say, I'll make it quick. When I first started, I was working Pop Warner at the 2-man game. And this is years ago. And the referee was a 16-year-old kid. And he was refereeing the game. I'm like, golly, okay, yeah, I guess we'll put anybody out here. But he was refereeing, and I watched him, and that's when we blew it into 25 all the time. And so I kind of, honestly, 26 years ago, I do it the way he did it. I mean, I know it sounds weird, but I like the way he did it, because a lot of guys, like Jeff said, will come in and give a nice solid, beep. I do that, but I kind of add a little flair to it, and try not to make it confusing, but I just come down, boom, and just kind of pop it a little bit. Not to be confused with starting the clock, but I just come down and just kind of give it a nice little chop and a little raise.
Make it yours.
Yeah, just make it yours. There's no real set in stone what you have to do, but just make sure, like Jeff said, that the press box guys or the gals can see you, look around to make sure everybody's ready, then boom, bang it in.
You
got the experience.
It's your game. You're the one that's in charge of it.
Okay. Any questions from the crowd on that signal?
The only last thing I'd say is, when you chop in a kickoff, make sure you come out to the goal line or in the end zone. Scott, you might have something to say about this, but one of the things is you don't want to be on the periphery. Get out into the field or get out into the end zone and really make yourself known. Punch it in. We're ready to start this game, and then you can back up to the end line.
Hey, Jeff, question on that. When we're doing five official mechanics and we're on the sideline at the pylon, would you come onto the field then and do it, or maybe just step forward a couple yards? And
I would come in just a couple steps. I wouldn't be too, but I would get onto the field. Yes, I'd take a couple steps in, blow it so everybody can see me, and then it's amazing how everything around the periphery of a football field just looks like a blur when you're in the press box.
Okay, that makes sense.
This meeting is being recorded.
All righty. Our next one that we got is start the clock. So we're just winding the clock here. Again, I'm sure I've always been told to kind of open your chest to the press box. Is that correct, Jeff? Or are you going where you're away from the press box and opening your chest to maybe the players if you were in position 5?
I'll let Scott, I'll defer to Scott on this one first.
Again, it's your style. Obviously an optimum. If you can remember and have all your wits about you, you're going to start the clock, press box side. That's what I was taught. So if the press box is on my left, I'm cranking with my left arm, giving a nice long beep and then then cranking the clock. It's on the right. The press box is on the right side, which is, I have a tendency to be more right-handed, so I'm just going to be cranking with the right. Now, I'm not saying I'm perfect when it comes to winding the clock, because the press box will be on my left, and sometimes I'm just winding it with my right. Sometimes you have to face the press box and just kind of, hey, beep, beep, beep. You guys all have been there, right? Every one of us. Hey, beep, beep. Start the damn clock, will you? So that's when I face the press box and just give nice big cranks. So that's how I do it.
I would echo what Scott said about using your press box side. Now, one of the things that I would just add that's kind of a graduate level stuff here is, one of my first supervisors said, you've got to understand why the rule is what the rule is and why they put it in the game. And why are we starting the clock? It's because we stopped it, right? And so why do they want the clock stopped? They want the offense to be able to get a playoff. The rules committee wants the offense to get a playoff if they are in the position to snap the ball. And so where I'm going with this is, you want to practice blowing your whistle and then winding the clock. You want to, and you tell the quarterback, you can go on my whistle. So you blow your whistle, and then there's a pause, there's a beat, and then start the clock. Okay?
No, so put the CO in front of Rob.
Say again?
Hold on.
Okay. And then it's 10.
Let me work on trying to figure out who this is and get him muted.
Okay, no problem. So, like Scott was saying too, you just wind with a press box, and I've seen some referees that will turn to the press box and kind of do a big wind. The problem with that is you're taking your eyes away from your responsibility, which is the offensive line and the quarterback and the backs. So just, the clock operator will get it. Your eyes need to be focused in your primary responsibility, which is everything at the players in front of you. Scott, did I miss anything?
Quick question on a good clock operator, and you got somebody that has been good. You don't have to sit there and toot on the whistle and wind and do the where you're blowing your shoulder out. How many winds typically are you doing? 2, 3?
3 winds.
How many did I just do there?
2.
That's what I do. 2.
One, maybe 2.
1,
2
2.
slow
That's fine.
winds.
Yeah.
2 slow winds.
Yeah.
Sometimes you just, I'm crank, even, somewhere clock operators in the Big 12, I'm starting that sucker up and I'm winding and I'm like, golly, is he going to start that damn clock? So whatever it takes, to get that thing going, you got to always pay attention, because you give 2 winds thinking that, this guy's starting the clock, you look up and it's like, the clock's frozen. It's like, oh man, come on. So just nice. And tell you, you're in charge of the crew, tell your back judge, or the line of scrimmage officials, if they see you whine, I don't see why they can't whine in a high school game or a college JC game to get that clock operator's attention. But we're all responsible for the clock. So, whatever it takes to get that thing rolling. We don't want to sit there and have to worry about getting that clock started. So if you do 2 and it works in all game long, do 2 or 3, whatever works for you. Again, your style, your game.
Okay.
100%.
All right. Next signal is a first down. Now, some people go more of a 45. Some people will just do the straight out. Is there a preference to that? 5 or a straight?
This is the one where you really get to put some personality into it. The first decision is if you're using your hand like this or if you're pointing. And I tend to do a point. My thing is, you know, I don't get overly demonstrative. I don't do the wind up and throw the shoulder out like that. But I'll come up and this is where it's just you really own this game. And I'm forward and I just kind of do a break shit flick of the wrist here. So that's just kind of how I'm doing it. Press box side. I mean, it'll get old hearing us say that, but it's press box side and there's a flip and it's a point like first down. But I don't wind up with it.
What does Larry Hansen do?
Pretty much do the same thing Jeff does. Press box side, just give a nice, you know, just direct, make sure it's gone. Everybody's acknowledge it and we're moving on.
Yeah, I think you want, and fellas, I think you want to be, you know, more, I don't think you want to be down here,
Yep.
you know, first down. I think you want to be a little bit above the shoulder.
Yep.
You know, not down here because they might not see us. So just, you know, bang it up there. If you're coming out of a penalty enforcement like pass interference, you know, 25 defense, whatever the rules are, 15, you know, 15 or penalty previous spot, automatic, you know, first down, you know, do whatever you want first down, but I just, you know, pop it like automatic first down and I put it in sync, automatic first down. So you don't want to look like and I can say this because, you know, I've got Asian blood in me, but you don't want to look like, I was told this, you know, you don't want to look like a Kung Fu movie where your signals are not matching the mouth. Does that make sense? We've all seen Kung Fu movies before where the language isn't mixing and we want to make sure we're in sync. So practice that along with your signals. And I'm sure we'll get down there and start getting deeper into the gist of what Tyler wants us to do with the signals.
I think the last thing I would add with this too, again, just kind of going back to the rules side of things is, you know, I'm a side judge by trade, which means I have the game clock. And one of the things that is the worst.
Jeff, can you unmute real fast?
Yeah, am I on mute? Sorry.
Nope. I force muted because we were getting some feedback on some other people. So I appreciate it. Thanks. Go ahead.
No worries. Thanks. Yeah. So just to repeat, as a side judge, you know, I've got the game clock or the back judge, you know, and there's, you know, a clock when it's running and it shouldn't be, that's okay. We can always just stop it and put it back. The worst thing that can happen relative to a clock in a football game is that it's not running and it should be, because you can't fix that. You can't get that time back. So I tell my line of scrimmage officials, if when you start to stop the clock or you give me a first down, I'm punching it. Like, we're done. It's a first down. We're going. Okay. You know, so tell your line of scrimmage officials, do not second guess. Do not decide that you want to now mark it short, that you're going to have a measurement. Once you tell me it's a first, damn it, it's a first, and your umpire better spot it long. So that's just something to really, really, I learned this as a first-year referee, and I'm sure Scott can, you know, his years at referee, but I will tell you this. I learned this in spades last year. A line of scrimmage and spots will make or break you as a crew.
Hey, just a quick question on that. Do you guys have some sort of quick check through that you do before you give that first down signal? You know, are you looking to the side?
I've got a line of scrimmage official that's going like this.
Some quick thing that you've got to do so first before you signal the first?
No, I mean, I just look over, and if I've got a line of scrimmage official going like this, the clock's already stopped. He's already made a decision. And the second that he's going like this is the second that I'm going like this. Because we want in and out of this to get the game flowing again. And I've just told my line of scrimmage officials, own it. Just own it. And now we can't say this to a defensive coordinator, but just imagine saying it. Just say, you know, coach, if you didn't want us to make a decision, then you should have stopped them 2 yards short. Don't say that out loud, please.
All right, moving on. Our next one is incomplete or declined penalty, no score, deferred option. You know, straight out here at the chest, we see sometimes we got like this. Is there a preference?
Yeah, I come out chest high and just, like the penalty is declined, second down, or if it's an incomplete pass, I would just wipe it out. But, again, your style, whatever you've been taught, some officials, some referees all, holding offense, that penalty is declined. So you might see a big white. I just come out and penalty is declined. So again, your style, whatever you prefer, but just kind of make it nice and clean, nice and crisp, and you don't got to go crazy. Penalties declined, just nice and smooth. Penalties declined. Third down.
I think for all officials, right? It doesn't look good if you're running down the sideline, you got incomplete or wherever you're at, just stop, give a nice crisp signal, like Scott said. Sometimes when you're running down there and you're giving signals, and it just you got that second to stop, you already know the ball's incomplete. It just looks better when you stop and give a signal.
Yeah, so there's two things. Obviously, we're talking about the penalty is declined. That's one. And I maybe cross my hands here. I whether it's incomplete or decline, I don't do anything like this. I'm just, when the penalty is declined, to Scott's point, you're just making the words match. That penalty is declined, second down. And it's just nice and smooth with that, nothing demonstrative. It's just all you're doing when you're announcing a penalty is just basically telling people, hey, this is what happened and here's how we're moving on. So it's just very conversational. Now, as a deep official that deals with lots of, complete, incomplete back there, there was an old saying, I think it was Gerald Austin, that said, 1 time is it's incomplete, 2 times is it's close, 3 times is you're trying to sell it to people, and 4 times you're trying to sell it to yourself. And so it's, to me, it's always and only once. And I kind of steal from baseball, and I'm not my marriage only allows me to officiate 1 sport per year. So, but I steal from baseball guys, and you watch a safe out at either the plate or at first, and it's like when the entire crowd knows that the guy's out by a mile at first, or there's almost 3 seconds, and then the umpire just kind of makes a fist and doesn't even pump. He just kind of goes like this. Everybody knows it. Guy knows he's out. Then there's the really, really tight catch. There's a really tight, safe out. And that's when he gets down, there's that pause, and then he just punches him out. And that's 2 totally different things. When the ball skips off the ground and everybody in the zip code sees that it's incomplete, I actually just bring my hands up like this, like a baseball umpire, just like when he goes safe, like that. I just raise them up. And it's when I need to sell it that I give the good just 1 boom. And if it's at the sideline, it's this, but it's just a flip. But if it's just a garden variety incomplete pass that everybody knows, I just raise my hands up like that. That's my style.
Good stuff. Any questions on that? All righty. Moving on to delay.
I have a question on that. So I know you're just saying about, you would never do it 4 times, obviously, but let's say it's a bang bang play and it's close, and maybe the coaches don't really realize what it is. Would you want to give a second signal for incomplete pass?
If you want to do a 1-2, that's fine. I guess I would end with this. And Scott can attest to this. When you're up there and you're watching a football game, whether you're observing officials or you're just a fan or even a coach especially, what you're looking for is an official that understands the temperature of a football game. If it's a game where they're just playing, can you imagine a guy throwing a guy out at first and he's out by about 10 feet and you have a first base umpire that just comes in there and rocks this dude out? And it's like, yeah, no shit. It's like, is this guy watching the same game I am? And so that's what you're trying to do. So if you need the 2, give it a 2. But it's got to be that banger. It can't be like the ball skips 3 times off the ground and you're just, man, it's incomplete. Like, no shit. So just kind of, that's what Scott, would you agree?
Yeah, 100%. And I'm not a deep official, but starting out on the flanks, sometimes 90% of the football game was played in that area where the line of scrimmage is. But yeah, just a nice, if it's a routine category. What's the worst for hurricanes out there? Category 5s or 1? I can't remember which one's the worst.
1. 1 is the worst. 1 is the easiest. 5 is the worst.
Thank you. Who was that? Mike? So
Yep.
yeah. So 90%, I learned this again from I think it was Carl Sheffers. He says 90% of a football game is a category 1 hurricane warning. Okay. There's maybe 5 to 10% of the football game where it's going to hit category 4 and 5. So you'll know when it's coming. Just like if I never been to, I've been to Florida, but I've never been in a hurricane. But I can damn near tell you that if the wind's blowing and the palm trees are going over like that, I'm pretty sure I can sense going, okay, something bad's about to happen here. I should probably get some shelter. You'll have the experience out there, every one of you, and when you need to sell the call, right? When you need to sell it. Okay, so just take that temperament into the game. Category 1, boom. Category 5, you might have to come in, boom, boom, tap the ground, and come up one more time. So just kind of keep that in mind. Temperature, the categories of the football game will dictate how you should signal and communicate to the coaches. So, and you all know that. You've all been in those situations.
A reality check I got when I went from junior college and I was hired in Division I, and the first thing my supervisor said to me was, I pay you to officiate 8 plays a game. A trained monkey can do the rest. And that applies at any level of football. It really does. It's just like, you've got to be out. The key is you got to be ready for those 8 plays, because you don't know when they're going to come. So you got to be on for all 160, 180 plays. But if you're category 5 every single play, like, it's exhausting to watch.
Thank you both for your excellent explanation.
Yeah, great nuggets there. Okay, next one's delay a game. The NFHS signal is across almost like shoulder to shoulder. I like the, straight out. What do you guys prefer? I think your guys' signal might be a little bit different at the upper level than what it is at high school. But I think, when you're looking at it, what it is on TV and from a crowd's perspective, this looks a lot better than giving yourself a hug.
I was like this. One thing we'll get to with some of these, I'm sure, is you always want to make sure that your face, this box right here, this TV frame, is always unobstructed. So I try to keep all my signals away from my face, and we'll get to things like face mask or targeting or whatever, but I'm down here like this.
I think Larry Hansen wants his officials in Southern Nevada to give the delay like this, Larry. Okay.
There you
Yeah,
go.
not like this. I've never seen that. It's always been like this. And I don't think anybody in the crowd would know what this is. If let's say you're not mic'd up, and you do this, nobody's they're like, what the heck's going on? But this, people know.
Yeah.
Agree. Yeah. I like it. James, that looked really good that I just saw of yours. I like that with your directional point with it.
That's good, James.
Yeah.
So my question is, after you give this signal and do the point, or what are you doing with this hand? I usually leave it, but I think maybe it's better now that I'm looking at it to just go down to my side and not have it here. That looks a little different.
Yeah, James, again, that looked clean. I like it. If it works for you, give your signal, pop it, and then you can leave your hand down. Some officials put it across their chest, but I personally like the boom, and then just have your hand, your other hand kind of at the side. But again, your game, your style, whatever you guys feel comfortable doing.
I would agree with that, and that's what I do too. Now, one of the assignments, this is kind of another kind of PhD level thing for referees, but it's something that you need to be aware of. My first assignment, my first homework assignment when I first became a referee was my mentor said, he gave me a bunch of video to watch of different referees, and he said, I want you to find their nervous tick. I want you to find their tick. And he didn't call it tick, I'm sorry, he called it a tell. He goes, I want you to find their nervous tell. And it took a while, but you could see some people would roll their shoulders like this. Some people, when they put their hand down, they just move their fingers like this. Some people just kind of, one thing you can really tell, especially on TV, is you can tell a referee that's forgot the down because they'll always look to their side to the down. As a side judge, I always wore two down indicators. One was my down and one was my clock. And my first game at referee, I had the same thing, and I started getting twisted up in my head of what my down indicator was. So for the remainder of the season, I only had one on, and I made damn sure it was the right down, and I went totally off of feel so that my eyes wouldn't move. I might have got the wrong down, but I did what was on my hand. And so I'd say, second down. And then if someone said third down to me, I go, correction, third down. But I did what was on my hand. And so when you put your arm down like that, try not to have any kind of nervous little something like that. Just relax. Put your arm down. Delay a game, offense, 5-yard penalty, still second down. And that's the other thing too, by the way, the hand you point with is the hand you do the down with.
That's good. You don't want to be the traffic cop.
That was a Bill Levy thing. Don't be a traffic cop. But it's not the end of the world. If it's your thing to do different hands, do it. Just do it the same way every time.
Very good. Okay, forward pass interference or kick catch interference. That's just the simple push, shoulder width, straight out. Pass interference, defense, 15-yard penalty. Second down. Now, do you say remain second down? Do you say repeat second down? Is there a kind of a golden standard at the upper level? Does it matter? Or is it back to, it's just kind of your style?
Scott, what did you say?
So if we're going to replay the down, I would just say holding, number 76, offense, 10-yard penalty, replay, second down.
Replay is what I said too. A couple referees said they didn't like that because replay is replay, and they would say repeat. Replay is what I would use. If I got so nerdy about this thing, I tried to reduce as many syllables as possible. So like on a dead ball foul, I'll say still second down. But if we're going again, it's replay. Pass interference, defense number 31, 15-yard penalty, automatic first down. No, that's not there. Sorry. So that's penalty enforcement. So holding, offense number 76, 10-yard penalty, replay second down.
Okay.
Remember, the cadence, it's a 3-step process. What happened? What we're doing about it? How we're moving on. What happened? Holding, offense number 76. What we're doing about it? 10-yard penalty. How we're moving on. Replay second down.
Okay. All right, we got ineligible man downfield. Are you tapping? Or are you just touching once and going? Are you doing 2-3 taps and then doing what's, I mean, the signal or the book just says, you know, just on the head and then go. Do you guys have? Yeah.
I don't tap. Just
No tap here. Just
I prefer just a touch and go about your business. Yeah.
yeah.
Okay.
That could be, like Jeff said, find the nervous tell, right? So an eligible man downfield, they're tapping their head, that might be their tell. So just, you know, nice, an eligible man. And here's the thing. I never been jammed up by saying an eligible man. Some people say, well, you should be saying an eligible player. It's like, okay, well, yeah, don't get caught up in it. Whatever comes, you know, an eligible player downfield, that's fine. An eligible man downfield, that's fine. Member of the kicking team, you know, downfield, whatever you guys have, you know, whatever comes to your mind, just go ahead and say that. Don't get jammed up about it.
Yep. Here to piggyback off of that, here's another piece of just brilliant advice that I received, which is when you start talking and you realize you're about to say something incorrect, just power through it. Then come back and correct it. So, as an example, I was in a preseason scrimmage and my field judge threw for pass interference on the offense. And he did this and he gave me a point to the offense and then he told me, he yelled at me like number 8 or whatever. And then he went like this. And I thought, because it's just the way we practice, that he goes, okay, we're going to decline it. So I'm in the middle of this going pass interference, offense number 8. And right as I start to say that penalty is declined, I think in my head, the hell am I declining an offensive pass interference for? Like, why would I ever do that? He was telling me the pass was incomplete. Like, I don't care. I'm just enforcing this. But it was just kind of a way that we work through things. And so, and it was just great advice because what was told to me was just power through it. So I knew it was wrong. I knew it was wrong. And I said, that penalty is declined. And, you know, 4th down or whatever it was, 2nd down actually. And then I just paused and I already had it teed up and I said, correction, that penalty will be enforced 15 yards from the previous spot. Replay 1st down. But just don't stop in the middle of that. Just get through it and then do a correction because it still sounds authoritative as opposed to just going, yeah, actually, you know, and then you just start going off script and just weird shit comes out of your mouth.
As referees, a lot of times we can't see the result of the play because it's too far downfield, especially PI. So that's what your umpire is for. He's going to give you the result of the play because a lot of times we can't see it.
So, okay, I agree, right? But think about this, though. This is kind of like common sense in how the game's played, especially with pass interference, right? So, now I know this is a signal school here, but this is important. If it's pass interference on the offense, what are the only 2 times that you might decline it?
Interception.
Interception and 3rd roll into 4th down. And you're asking a coach, okay? You should know the down on, you know, if it's not 3rd down, okay, or 4th down, you know, and it's just turnover and downs kind of thing. Like offensive pass interference, you're always accepting that, almost always. I'm not saying go really, really fast, but great referees have a feel of what's happening. Pass interference on the defense. When are you going to decline them? If he catches it and runs with it anyway. Like you're always going to enforce DPI. Because almost always the DPI causes an incomplete pass. But if you're a referee and your quarterback is clear and the ball's gone, just cheat and look downfield. I can't tell you, Scott can attest to this. Your quarterback's clear. I sit there and look at my beeps and like, like I remember when I used to do that. I'm pulling for him, you know. It's not my problem. I'm down here 60 yards, but I can tell if the guy catches and runs it or if it's an incomplete pass. And if it's an incomplete pass and a flag comes out and they give me a this, you're just enforcing it. I don't need to talk to my umpire.
Now, Joe, I was a former traditional umpire, and what got me to stay on a certain referee's crew was exactly what you said. Whenever there's a penalty down on a passing play and I saw a flag, I would always let him know, Greg, incomplete pass, flag down. I didn't know what the flag was for. Well, I mean, if I didn't, I would say incomplete pass, flag down. That gets the referee's mind spinning. Okay, I got an incomplete pass. If it's DPI, I'm accepting it. If he, Greg, completed pass, 20 yards downfield, flag down. Now I know if it's DPI, we're going to decline it. So the bottom line is, yes, Joe, I do like, as a referee, having my umpire or center judge telling me the result of the play on a penalty. It doesn't have to be every single penalty, like a false start. Hey, Scott, false start. Yeah, I know that. Or, hey, we got an illegal formation foul or whatever. But Joe, yes, communication with the referee, you can give them nuggets. I appreciate that. So I like where you're coming from, and that's what they separated me. But at the end of the day, if you're a referee out there, everybody on this call, if you're a referee, hey, if you have a traditional umpire or a umpire in the backfield, whatever you guys work with mechanics, I always liked to know the result of the play when I was a referee on a penalty. So that was just me. And so, yeah, Joe, thank you for bringing that point up.
Thanks, Scott.
I would add what Scott said. He's absolutely right. And let me just clarify. I would never tell my umpire not to tell me. I always loved him being in the habit for the one or two times where I didn't know. Normally, if he says something to me, I've already got it. I just kind of nod at him and it's good. So yeah, don't coach your umpire to not tell you what's going on. I'm just saying a deep official doesn't need to run 60 yards to tell you it's incomplete when your umpire knows what's going on. I will say this, and my umpire in junior college taught me this, and I loved it. He would say, and Scott was the best of the best at umpires, and I'm going to game drop for him and work in a national championship as an umpire for things like that he's just talking about there. One of the things that an umpire did for me is complete and incomplete in the heat of the game sound very close. So he would say it's incomplete, or he would say catch downfield. And that's just what he did. There was two, it sounded totally different to me. So whatever words you work out with your umpire, like I've had people yell complete, incomplete. I'm like, what? I can't hear you. But if he says incomplete, I know it's incomplete because he'll say catch downfield if it was a completed pass. So whatever words, it's just nice that, like I say hot and dead always for clocks. It's just whatever my referee wants, but I would say hot and dead because those two words sound completely different.
Thank you. All right. Now we're getting into, like you were talking about, Jeff, earlier, of keeping your box open. So personal foul is our next signal. Personal foul, face mask, 15-yard penalty, first down.
Yeah, I like the one out there and coming across, kind of, again, keep it down, but it's that, yeah.
So you're going down lower.
No, it's exactly what you're doing, what Scott's doing. It's up here, but it's not blocking the face, but it's coming across. And for me, it's always, I don't know, for me, I'm left-handed, so it was always my left hand coming across. It's, whatever, that's just what feels right to me. But it's kind of out here. It's not, here. I've seen some people do this, or here. It's just, out here.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah, you don't want to chop the wood all in one chop. Okay,
Right.
So I was told, when I first became a referee, I was told by, the guru of referees and training, Walt, he'd say, hey, Scott, you're trying to chop the wood in one chop. Just chop it, just don't have to split the log, just boom, however you want to do it, out to here or in front of you like that. But, just a nice personal foul. And since you said face mask, Tyler, personal foul, I don't go face mask. I don't know, personal foul, face mask. Why am I doing it right here?
Face open.
Boom, boom, right? So they can still see who you are as the referee, right? If I do this, now I'm blocking the camera, correct? Or the press box. So just little tidbits. Again, might take some training, practice in front of the mirror, how you want to do it. Go in front of your significant other and see what they think, which one looks better. But you always want to have the face in that box.
Now, are you always going like, so I'm using face mask because that's our next one anyways. So I'm trying to put both of those together just to try to speed up a little bit of time. I know your time is valuable and it's already 6:45, but anyways, when you do your chop, are you going here and then the directional point in which way you're doing your face mask? So it's, you're not doing the traffic cop. So if we're going the other way, we're doing something like that. Is that how you're doing it? Or are you always doing your face mask with like your right or your left, whatever your dominant hand is?
Well, unfortunately, since Bill Levy's no longer with us, he wouldn't, he would probably critique me and say, hey, Scott, you're booming, you're hitting it. And then you're giving the face mask with your right and then pointing with your left. Okay. So kind of traffic cop-ish. Yep. What I don't want your referees to do in this group is I don't want you to start thinking about, oh shit, okay, boom, boom, okay, damn, I already gave you my right, but I know I got to point to the left. Don't worry about it, okay? I've never been jammed up about it from Walt or Greg or anybody. It's just if you're so good and you can figure it out while you're giving your announcement before you do it, then go ahead. But if you do this, this, and this, for me watching, if I'm evaluating you, I'm going to say, number one, great presence, nice signal away from the face. So he pointed with the opposite hand. I don't care. You look good doing it. Okay, you got the message across. Don't get your wires crossed up because now you're going to start screwing up. And, so whatever you feel comfortable with, do that.
Yep, all of that. And for me personally, I'm using the hand that I come across with, which is always my left hand. And just because it happens to be on top, and again, we're talking through this at like half speed here, so that it just happens like this when you're on the field here. And then for me, and this is another thing where it's just your own personal stuff. I was kind of underneath my chin. I kind of came more center of my body like this, but I didn't do a pulling motion. Just tweaking with just personality. I said, personal foul, face mask, defense number 32. And to Scott's point, it's just the top hand's going here, or it's the bottom hand going there. I'm not that traffic cop thing goes out the window with a face mask signal or a personal foul.
Okay. Very good. All right. We're moving on now.
And to Scott's point too about significant other and spouse, and Walt Anderson again was the best of the best. And to just drive home that point that Scott said, I was told the same thing. He says, go put your uniform on and stand in front of your spouse, and you will find out if your marriage will survive. Because that is the one person that will be brutally honest with you. And that's what you want before you get out in front of people.
Okay, perfect. Okay, on this next little one, we're going to report like we're reporting to the crowd, and we're going to pretend like we're mic'd up with some penalties. I'm just going to call on a couple of people. We're going to critique them and, give us your feedback, Scott, how they're wording, Larry, Jeff, how the wording might be, how can we change it, and go from there. So encroachment, Jeff, you're standing up. You look like you're ready to roll. I just came in and said, I got encroachment on 68 of the defense.
Encroachment, defense number 68, 5-yard penalty, remains first down.
I like it. Yeah. Larry, go ahead.
I like with Jeff, his progress is calm. It was good.
Yeah, I like the fact that it's not I think the old books also have the closed fist. I like how he did it, where it's just the hands kind of like this. Encroachment. Encroachment. Defense number 98. But it's just that very kind of conversational. It's just, don't overthink it. Especially on the dead ball counts too. Like everybody saw that the guy jumped in the neutral.
So Larry, are you teaching your guys down there on these dead ball, false start, encroachment that are you prior to the, like prior to the snap or before the snap, dead ball, encroachment, any of that stuff? Or are you just going straight into, false start or encroachment?
It's about 50-50. Some guys just give a dead ball, false start, or they just come right up, just give encroachment and just move on, So we haven't really directed them which way to do it yet, but it's about a 50-50.
Okay. Where are you guys at, Jeff, at the Division I level?
So there's a method to the madness here, and I think Scott will correct me if I'm wrong here, but I will use prior to the snap if there was a snap.
Okay.
We snap the ball and I have to shut it down. I'm explaining why we're not letting the play go. Prior to the, and I will, I don't do a dead ball. So prior to the snap, false start, offense number 76. But if he jumps up and like everybody in the stadium knows that the ball was never snapped, then I'll just spin and go false start, offense number 76. But prior to the snap is a little bit of a, just a little bit of a nugget to say, why are we not letting this play go? So that's when you do that. Scott, am I right on that?
Nope, perfect. Yep, good. I like it. And we're not like cranking it out super fast like we're beating eggs, right? We're just like false start, right? Just a nice couple of turns. We're not like whisking it, correct? So make sure you practice that. Believe me, it's harder than you think. False start, because something you want false start. 76 offense. So you're like, you don't want to give it like 20 times. It's a nice false start. So practice that. You'll see how, got to get synced up.
And notice 6 one way, half dozen the other. Notice that I say offense number 76, and Scott says number 76 or 76 offense. 6 one way, half dozen the other. But if you are not a referee, it is really helpful if you listen to your referee and ask them. I always ask when I get on a new crew, how do you want your penalties reported to? Team then number, or number then team. And you're not the one on camera if you're not the referee, so help your referee out. But there's reasons for that too. But I've always been an offense and then a number, and half the guys remember than an offense. So choose how you're going to do it. There's reasons for both, but at the end of the day, pick how you want to do it.
Okay, very good. And then, in fact, that's our next signal. So, James, do you want to show us a false start? We have a false start on 77 of the offense.
Well, if they snap the ball, I'm going to use that phrase that it was just stated. Prior to the snap, dead ball, false start, offense, 5-yard penalty, repeat, second down. Now, where do I want this?
So a couple things real quick before you do that. First off, you can delete dead ball. Prior to the snap, false start, okay? And then we're not repeating because the play never went. So you'd say still or remains, there's it, but it's so still, I like still because it's one syllable, but it's however you want, but just remember it's not a replay if it never happened in the first place.
Good point.
So where do I want my number of down?
I like it just.
Do I want it out to the side? Okay.
Right from your face.
There you are, James. That looked good. Maybe a little bit higher up, Tyler. Not I mean, some guys do down here, but I like it.
Yeah, get it up there.
Some guys even come up here, but I don't like the ones that it's still second down. I like it still second down or still second down.
And see how Scott just kind of had a nice You don't have to be overly, another Waltism, which you'll hear Scott and I say, because the guy is just brilliant. But one of the things that I love too is, and it took me a while to kind of like get what he was trying to say, because don't be a caricature of yourself. Don't be the cartoon referee that is over animated. So it's prior to the snap, false start, offense number 76, 5-yard penalty, still second down. There's this little pop and it's out here and it's up here. But it's not like this. It's not, it's just very conversational, but with that authoritative. But not everybody knows you're wearing the white hat. You don't need to overemphasize it. But damn it, it's your game.
Okay. Robert, you able to do illegal shift? We have an illegal shift on number 88. Can I have you unmute and do that one more time for us, please?
Legal shift. Number 88 offense. 5-yard penalty. Still first down.
Okay, the hand you point with, try to use that with, do the down with it.
Legal shift. Number 88 offense. 5-yard penalty. Still second down.
They'll hold it out there when you're saying that the distance. 5-yard penalty.
5-yard penalty. Second down.
There you go.
Not bad, Robert.
That was really nice.
Thank you.
Joe, can you let's do illegal motion.
Hey, here's the bonus, by the way, on illegal shift. Okay.
What's that?
Bonus is 2 numbers. Now, if you get your crew, but a varsity crew should be able to do that, right?
Yes.
Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you, Joe.
Oh, we're good. Thank you. I get a legal shift on the offense. 5-yard penalty. Still first down. I didn't point though.
It's all right, Joe. You're speaking too much. Just do what you normally do out there, dude. You got it, and just do it. I mean, we'll clean.
Legal shift on it.
Just clean up it later, but just do what you got to do right now.
Legal shift. Number 45 on the offense. 5-yard penalty. Still first down.
So Joe, are you giving motion or shift? You're giving emotions.
They wanted. Didn't you want motion?
Yeah.
I thought you said. I thought you said wanted motion. Shift is this.
Well, you said shift, but you wanted motion.
Oh, okay. Illegal motion. I'm sorry.
Hey, your harshest critics will be your peers, man.
I like it. Yeah.
Do it here. You can do it anywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah, up to you. If it's your way, if you want to add on the offense, that's up to you. I like to try to cross off as many words as possible. Illegal motion, offense number 87, 5-yard penalty, replay third down.
Gotcha.
It's your flow, it's your feel. I agree with Scott. He was getting you to eliminate the I got illegal. Nope, illegal motion.
Okay.
That's just force a habit with the I got to get out of doing that.
Absolutely, and that's why we're here.
Yeah. Less words, the better.
Ask me how I know.
Joe's a Jersey guy. Everything I got. All right.
You can't tell.
I can tell by the last name.
There you go.
Gerald, do you want to do? We got a targeting on number 36 of the defense.
Oh, there we go. Can you hear me?
Yep.
Yep.
Okay. I forgot your number, but
30, you can say 36 or pick a number.
targeting number 36, defense, second down.
15-yard penalty.
Oh, 15-yard penalty, sorry, second down. I'm squatting too much, so I'm up in the camera. 15-yard penalty, second down.
In high school, is it preceded by a personal foul, or does it just go right to the targeting?
Personal
No, it
foul.
should be personal foul. Personal foul, targeting.
Oh. Yep.
And I like how there's an air gap right here. You know, not touching your head or your head.
Touching your head and air gap.
With an air
Okay.
gap.
So personal foul, targeting, defense, first down.
15-yard penalty, first down.
I didn't say that. Oh, targeting, 15-yard penalty. It's being on TV and squatting. I can't get low enough for my camera. Sorry.
Doing good, Gerald.
Jeff, you did something that I learned a few years back from Chris when he was at the camp in Reno about the targeting signal that I really liked. Instead of coming in with the fist pointing towards your head or your finger, thumb going towards your back, he turns it over to your thumb going below. And he says that it looks stronger, which I agree with, than this versus this. And I saw when you did your signal, Jeff, you went to the side just like that.
Well, part of that is I was on Coit's crew for 10 years. And that's 90% of it, and 10% of it is he's got a man crush on Brandon Cruz. And that's where he learned it.
Gotcha.
Oh, Jeff, you said don't hit your head, just keep some space.
Right there. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you.
And this is another one where it's not like the face mask. You guys aren't traffic cop in this one. You're going with the directional point of which way we're going with what arm we're going. We're not this to this. Staying everything unison.
That's how I do it.
Very good. Any other questions, comments about that before we move on? We got a couple more, and then we'll be done for the night. I see it's Mac Pro or MacBook Pro. Okay, we got an illegal horse collar tackle on number 45 of the defense.
Okay, we're going to show horse collar, 45 defense, 15-yard penalty, first down.
Is the horse collar tackle, is that a personal foul?
No. I'm sorry, yes, it is. It is a personal foul.
So,
Yes.
so if you can back up, let's just do it all from the beginning on how you would signal to or if you were to announce it to the crowd, how would that look?
We have horse collar, number 45, defense, personal foul. Well, let me start this over.
Okay.
Personal foul, horse collaring, number 45, defense, automatic first down, 15-yard penalty, automatic first down.
That's just one where you just kind of get into the groove, just kind of practice that quite a bit. Notice that there was kind of like a pause there. That's kind of what I was referring to earlier. If just blow through it, right?
Okay.
And you can always correct it, right? So personal foul, and this is the same as targeting for me, where personal foul, the horse collar is going to be whichever hand I'm going to point with.
Okay.
Okay. And then I kind of make a grasping here, but I don't do a yank. It's kind of a face mask. I don't do a pull down. I just am kind of Try to make it as static as, so personal foul, horse collar, defense number 45, 15-yard
Okay.
penalty, automatic first down.
And then just for the record, it's not automatic first down for high
Sure.
school.
There's my habit.
Yeah.
Yeah. Personal foul, horse collar, defense number 36, 15-yard penalty, second down.
That's all my flank training.
Get it.
All right. Very good.
Tyler,
Yes.
hey, just with those last two, you got bigger, more egregious penalties, I guess, especially with the targeting. As the white hat, when you're there in front of everybody, got that opportunity, are you using your voice and your signals? Are you doing anything different to kind of try and control things, calm things down, anything to deal with the situation there? Or is it just kind of always cool as a cucumber, same, no matter what the game is going like? Just because kind of like earlier we talked about, sometimes there's the first base thing where it's close call and you're very active and engaged, versus the other times where it's obvious and you're backing off and just easy going.
I don't think that you show emotion as an official out there and show that you're angry over something that a kid might have done. So in this sense, I think you do it just like you would do your everyday signal, just like you would do a false start. You did personal foul, targeting, 15-yard penalty, play results in a first down.
So now I'm doing exactly what Scott told me not to do, which is overthink this here. Scott, roughing the passer, do you do it with the hand you're going to point with, or do you always do it with the one hand on the top?
Personal foul, roughing the passer, 95 defense.
Okay,
So it's not
always
personal
the same
foul
hand.
because I'm not left-handed. And it's going to look funny for me to go personal foul,
Right.
roughing the passer. I'm not used to that. Personal foul, roughing the passer, 95 defense.
But, yeah.
So here's the thing, everybody. Don't get your wires crossed and worry about pointing with the hand and all this BS that we're trying to clean up. Nobody cares, really, to be honest with you. Grandma on the stands is not going to know, well, damn, he went opposite from what he went pass interference defense, it's automatic first down. He switched hands. Nobody gives a shit. Okay. Don't get your signals crossed. When you start feeling comfortable doing these things, now you can refine it. Right now, we're just giving you basics because I don't want you to go out there and say, well, Jeff, Scott, and Larry said this, and you're going to freeze up. Just do what you're comfortable with. Okay. And you'll be able to refine it. When I can tell you right now, me as a referee, my first year versus my last year, night and day. As far as my signals, my demeanor, how I treated the crew, everything is 100% different. So it's going to be different when you first start refereeing. It's when you're second year refereeing, and you're going to start slowly building on these things. Okay. Now you can start feel comfortable holding. Offense, number 95, 10-yard penalty, still second down, whatever. Right. Now you can refine it. But for now, just get through it and look good doing it. Look like you're in command.
Feel comfortable with it, because when you put on that white hat, it's different from any one of the other crew members, and it means something. And the more just presence and relaxed that you are, the coaches trust you, the fans trust you, the people watching on TV trust you. Just be comfortable. But the only way to be comfortable is to practice, practice, practice.
Okay. All right. Moving on here. Let's see here. Casanelli, are you able to open up your video? You have video access?
Yeah, Chris just left, so I'm here by myself now.
Can you I'm coming in on a play down the sideline where we got an illegal blindside block on number 55 of the defense or of the offense.
You got personal foul, blindside block, 55 of the offense, 15 yards, previous spot, replay first down.
Good. I liked it. Who's that, Bill?
Yeah.
Nice job. Nice job. Is it blindside block? I don't know. Is that the signal blindside block?
Yep.
Okay.
Okay. All right. Good job on that one. And let's go. Oh, here's a tricky one. Let's see here. Corey, Dominic, do you have access to video?
Okay, go. Okay,
All
go
right.
ahead, Tyler.
How we doing, buddy? All
Good,
right,
buddy.
I got an illegal forward pass on the quarterback, number 8.
Okay. Okay. So, illegal forward pass, offense, number 8. 5-yard penalty from the spot of the foul, loss of down, second down.
Good.
All right, Corey, that looked good. That was a lot.
That was. I threw a curveball in with the loss of down. Very good on getting that.
Nope, that was the exact right cadence to say it, though.
Okay, we did that one. We got 2 more. Matthew, you want to give her a shot? I know you're a little green, but we'll give you a good one here. Huh? Can you do a holding for us? This is our new guy here in the East, and we're bringing him along really well. I think you're still muted there, Matt.
Yeah, sorry, wife was in there too. I was outside originally, and then it started pouring rain. So
You're good.
All right, give me it again.
Let's go. We got a holding on 76 of the offense.
All right, holding 76 offense, 10-yard penalty, still second down.
Good, nice and strong.
Job.
Yeah, holding's the one that you're gonna. I mean, that other than false start, that's your second most common one. You can get it out here. You can do different things. That's the one that you can just play with. Just be nice and natural with it. I'll tell you, my speaking of Coit, he called me up at my first game, my first holding one, and I didn't want to be over officious, and I just kind of did it real kind of nice and gentle out here. I just wanted to be in control, and he calls me after my first game, and he goes, "Hey, nice game, work through it." He goes, "Hey, I just got to talk to you about your holding foul." He goes, "Your signal." He says, "Jeff, it's holding. It's not massaging." So that's when I learned that, let's give it a decent hold. Yeah. That's a Carl Shepard's thing.
All righty. Well, that's all I got on my list. We pretty much touched on everything. Scott did a nice job with us there on our intentional grounding. So thank you for that one. And Larry, Scott, Jeff, do you guys have any last final comments for the group? I know we're 12 minutes overdue here of what we talked about.
Real quick, thank you very much for your participation and learning. I know Zoom calls are tough. We've been on a lot of them ourselves. So just by having you here, it shows that you're dedicated, you're willing to learn. I appreciate it. I know Jeff and Larry appreciate it. So I just want to say thank you very much. And we learn stuff from watching you as well, okay? And the questions you ask. So good job. Keep practicing. Practice in the mirror. Practice in front of your significant other. Get your uniforms tailored to how they fit and look athletic out there.
Larry?
Yeah, I think it's great, good stuff. And just remember, when we're giving signals, just stay focused, find a spot at the press box. If you're on TV, the camera's going to find you. Don't just be walking around. Just be nice and cool. Talk nice and cool if you're talking. Nice, crisp signals. And just get the ball, snap, and get ready back to play. But good stuff here for everybody.
Yeah, and I would just add to really drive home what Scott said too about how much we appreciate you giving back to the game. And I think a lot about opportunity costs, spending time on a Zoom call or spending time in a rules or session or any of the stuff that we do is time away from something that you could be doing with family or anything else. You've given up every other potential thing that you could be doing in your life to be right here or studying the rules. So I really appreciate all of your dedication to the game and to the players because they deserve it. And we learned something too. The only thing I would add is that, this is the time of year where we're blowing through tests. We've got all the practice tests, the quiz. We're sitting around. We're different people's houses. It is a huge missed opportunity when you're doing written tests, sitting in the backyard, to not practice not only your announcements but practice your reporting to a referee. Use your test time to not just go, okay, this is going to be a first and 10 at the B35. To practice a reporting and to practice announcing while you're practicing a test is just a golden use of your time. Thank you guys so much for your time and attention. I totally appreciate it. And I hope you all have a wonderful season. And I know I speak for Scott and Larry, of course. Give us a ring if you have any questions whatsoever. Tyler, send out our contact information. We're here.
I appreciate your guys' time. Thank you very much. I hope this is the first of many where we can do statewide training opportunities for everybody to create this continuity. It's wonderful having everybody a part of this group. And again, yeah, thank you very much for your guys' time. It's been great.
Thanks, Tyler, for the invite.
Thank you, Tyler.
Thanks, Tyler.
Thank you, everybody.
Thank you.
Good luck with everybody's season.
Yeah.
Thank you for a great session.
All right. See you later, Scotty.
All right, Larry, I'll catch you somewhere down the road.
Thank you.
Hey, Tyler? Will?
Yes. Yeah, Will. How are you?
Yeah, I broke in late, but I got most of that.